Hi everybody, welcome to today's live tutorial for those of you who are new. I'm Julia Christine, I'm a professional hair and makeup artist, and we have a really fun look to demo for you guys today. But before we get started, I want to introduce our beautiful model. This is Cynthia, and she's stunning already with no makeup.
Oh, please.
So, well, she does have a little bit on. But so what we're going to do today on Cynthia is I just love the warm tones in her skin. She has flawless skin. I'm super jealous. And the pretty warm tones in her hair. So we're going to do the Natasha Denona Bronze Palette. This is one of Natasha's newer palettes, and I know you guys really love it when I use this palette. It has a really fun bunch of like golds and bronzes, some really warm tones, and they'll be really pretty on Cynthia's skin. So we're going to be working with this today mainly. We have done foundation and highlighting and contouring, but no color yet. So I'm going to show you what I like to do. So I've only done cream products so far. I haven't set the face. So we're going to do, since I know the eyeshadow tones are going to be so warm, I'm going to go ahead and do my cream blush now before I set the face. So this is NARS. This is the shade Torrid. And this is a really pretty color. It's kind of like a peach, but it has a lot of sort of like orangey undertones in it, but it's really, really pretty. It looks great with bronzy colors. So I'm just going to tap a little bit of that on her cheeks. Sometimes with this bronzy look, I'll just do bronzers and highlighting, but I like a pop of blush in the cheeks. Blush. Do you love blush? Mm-hmm. Me too. I feel like for a while people were so into just like the highlighting and contouring. Blush like wasn't as big, but I feel like it's coming back now and everyone loves blush. I just feel like it's one of those products, even if you don't wear a lot of makeup, it's like pop on blush and you just look like fresh.
That's my go-to, blush and mascara.
Yeah, because you have such good skin. You probably don't even wear foundation day to day, do you?
I do, I try.
You do? Your skin is like perfect though. Like I was literally putting foundation on it before we started. Let's actually play Cynthia's before video. So we took a video so you guys could see before brows and skin. But it's like flawless. I'm like, I don't even know I'm doing foundation, honestly.
Nobody thinks their skin's perfect.
I know. What foundation do you like? Do you do kind of like a sheer one, or do you like more coverage?
I do a sheer one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I use Smashbox.
Is it like a BB cream?
It is.
I've heard. I like Smashbox.
And then we do have that little stick right there that you use.
The NARS.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the concealer.
That one right there.
Yes. Oh, the Tarte Shape Tape.
Mm-hmm.
So we didn't, this is the under eye you use?
Oh, yes, that's what I use.
Tarte Shape Tape is so good. Okay, so now that that's on, we're going to go ahead and set the face before we do eyeshadow. So I'm going to use, this is Laura Mercier. This is her translucent setting powder. And this just works great. Cynthia said she had combination skin, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is a good setting powder for that because it does a good job at blocking the oil, but it doesn't go so matte. And I already set under the eyes. So a tip for the eye under the eye area is you want to set it right away or else it's going to crease.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And if you don't, like go ahead and like remove the creases, go ahead and blend it again and then set it. Okay, so we just did like a really light wash of that, and then we're going to go ahead and do some bronzing. So a lot of times I love to do the eyes first. That way if you have fallout or anything like that, it just makes it easier. But sometimes since we're live, I like to go ahead and start with some of the things done that I do in other videos that aren't really necessarily like a big part of the look. I feel like with some people, I'll kind of like, as I go, I'll like decide what I'm doing, but on some people I decide completely before, and then it's easy to do the face first. And this is all basic. This is the Hoola Benefit Bronzer.
I love that stuff.
It's so good. It's such a good bronzer.
Ulta's going to have it on sale, 50% off soon.
What day do you know?
No. But one of the days coming up.
Do you know Ulta's 50 days or 21 days of beauty?
I do.
It's so good.
I try to take advantage of them.
I'll have to post for you guys the best ones. But if they're doing this bronzer, you guys should get it. It's the Hoola Benefit. They have light, so if you're very fair, you can do the light one. But this one, I feel like this one's just universally really good. Like it can go on fair, it can go on deep. And I like it because you can contour, but then you can bronze with it too. And I contoured Cynthia's nose, and sometimes I like to set that with bronzer too. We'll do a little bit. So this is the brush I like for that. This is Luxie, and it's a nose contour brush. So this is what we did on Cynthia before we started. So it has one side for cream, and then you flip it, and this side's like your blending side, or you can apply your powder. Cynthia hasn't seen yet, but she kind of got a sneak peek of her nose contour. Our lens is kind of reflective, but it looks great.
Thank you.
Okay, so we'll come back and do more bronzing, more highlighting, but let's go ahead and move on to the eyes. So we're going to use, these are called shadow shields, and these are really cool. They're just little stickers that keep fallout from going under the eyes.
It doesn't take your makeup away?
No, that's why they're awesome. So we'll pop these on before we do. And if you guys are in the live chat right now, welcome. That's awesome if you caught us live. You guys can drop questions. You can say hello to Cynthia. So I like to put it on my hand first and take away some of the tackiness because it is essentially like a little sticker, like a piece of tape. So it can disrupt the under eye concealer. But if it does, we'll go ahead and just like, I'll buff it away. It'll be fine. Okay, so what I'm going to do, since we did a good amount of contouring before we started, I'm going to bring that contour into the eye before I start applying shadows. So I actually like to use that same Hoola bronzer. This is really pretty. If you're doing a really bronze, sort of like a bold eye look or something with a lot of contouring in it, this is a great tip that I'll teach you guys. So I like to use a really big fluffy brush and just go right into that bronzer. Go ahead and close your eyes for me, Cynthia. And I just really like to work it in the crease. So Cynthia has a nice eye shape. You can really see where her crease is, like right under that brow bone. So that's where we're gonna work this color. And with this bronzer, since the tone is so similar to the rest of the face, I'm gonna go ahead and bring it up pretty high. I'm gonna wing it out a lot. And this is really subtle, but it makes a huge difference. If you are doing a detailed look, like what we're doing today, it's not super, super dramatic. I don't know how much makeup you usually wear, Cynthia. It will probably feel more glam than what you usually do because we are doing highlighting and contouring.
Perfect.
But it's not super, super
No, we try to
intense.
do date night every Friday night when we can.
Aw, you guys
And
are so cute. And you like to get glam for
Right,
date night.
right.
I love it. So what's like your glam products? Do you still do your BB cream or do you like step it up and do more of like a glam makeup look?
I
for date night?
try. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big eyeshadow person, but I do just like do the shimmery eyes.
Uh-huh.
And I try to contour.
Nice.
My daughter taught me because of you.
Aw, that's so cute. Well, this will be fun then because this is like we're doing a look on the eyes for sure.
Okay.
Like we're stepping it up from natural. We'll do some. Does your hubby does he think it's fun when you play around with new makeup looks and stuff like that, or is he more into the natural?
Oh, he just loves whatever I do.
Oh,
He's so
that's
easy.
so cute.
Mm-hmm.
That's fun. That's how my husband is too. He's like, it's just fun, whatever.
Right,
But
right.
I feel like some guys are just really into the natural.
But although I have to admit, most of the time I'm not playing Jane.
So I don't know how well you guys see on camera, but this is so, so subtle, this technique. So this absolutely isn't like an everyday, you don't need to do this because it's an extra step and it's super subtle, but I feel like it really, really completes the look. It's just those extra little details that make things look really polished. So this is kind of fun. So So I'm bringing it, because I contoured the nose, I'm bringing it into the nose. I am meeting that contour. So this is actually the color that we set the nose with. So we can absolutely bring it onto the nose like that. And when you do color on this side of the face, like in near the eyes, I think a lot of people with eyeshadow, and it makes sense, we tend to focus on the outside, like we wing it up, we do a lot of smoke in this corner, and that's beautiful and it's flattering, and there's a reason we do that. But it's really fun to play around with what shadowing does in this area too. It really, really sculpts the face, and it brings a lot of attention to the eyes. You want to balance it. Usually that means you want to wing it out, depending on the eye shape. If you want a more in-depth tutorial on that, like what I'm explaining right now, I will link below after this video is uploaded. I did a video on a girl with wide set eyes, so her eyes were just a little bit more wide set, like further out from her nose. This isn't Cynthia, but that technique is kind of what I'm doing, and you focus more on the eyeshadow in this inner corner. It's really fun. So it's not just for wide set eyes, but it is considered corrective makeup for wide set eyes. So I'll link that. Okay, so now that that is on, let's move into our actual palette. And this palette is so fun. It's so beautiful. Have you used Natasha Denona ever?
I have not.
Her shadows are so pretty. Like her mattes are so creamy, and her shimmers are like magical. Like they're very buttery and very, very sparkly. Okay.
See, that's typically what I would use on my eyes too.
Is the goldens. Yeah. We're gonna do, okay, let's hold this up by Cynthia's face, and I'll kind of walk you guys through my choices. So I want to start with some of these colors, and then I want to go into these deeper shades. We'll do some of these sort of like red magma colors, because I don't usually do those, and those will be pretty with Cynthia. Generally, I really like beach for a contour, but I think I want this one. It has a little bit more of like an orange undertone, a little bit more brown in it. This is more peach. This is more like sherbet ice cream almost. So we want the one with more brown and more like of a rust undertone. So go ahead and close. So now this color is going to start to accentuate the eyes, and we're going to start brightening it. So you can kind of see I'm going over where I did with the bronzer, but now you can see the color. So now we're looking bronze. Before we were super natural. But look how quick it glides on. Like these shadows are honestly butter. Like they go on so easy. They're so pretty. And because we established our guide with that bronzer, like it's super easy to see where you're gonna apply that. And this color is pretty light. So again, this one is Rich. That's the name of it. And because I have these shadow shields on, like these little stickers under Cynthia's eyes, I'm not super worried about fallout. And you do want to make sure for this look with the nose contour and more of a sculpted eye, you do want to bring your shadows up almost into the brows, honestly. You can bring it into the nose. Do you ever, so you usually do like bronzy tones, Cynthia, like warm colors?
There was slight like pink and plum, like, yeah, those kind of colors.
Yeah, those are pretty. I feel like they're the type of colors, they just look good on everybody, and they're fun, like they add life to your face.
I keep it natural. I'm not a big smoky eye person, like the blacks and stuff, but
it'd be pretty on you. Maybe we should have you back and go like so smoky. It'd be so fun. Okay, we're gonna do, so I'll hold this up by Cynthia again so you guys can see. Okay, so this is what we did. We did Ridge, and now we're gonna go into Suntan. So we're just gonna kind of start with our gradients. So Suntan's in between these two, which is kind of what I'm gonna be working with. It really is almost like you just mix these two. It's sort of a lighter version of this one and a little bit more brown than red. Go ahead and close again. So we're just deepening up what we did, honestly. And I switched down. So now I moved to a smaller brush, and that's going to allow me to do more detail work. And if you guys are loving this palette today, which you do every time I use it, keep an eye on my channel, because I may or may not be giving one away soon. Okay, so same thing, I'm bringing it up in the eye. into the brow, over here. And we're gonna be doing like a thicker eyeliner today than I usually do. And I'll show you guys what like a thick line of liner and some fluffy lashes can do. You don't need to go really, really dark with your shadows to get a really fun eye look. I think that's a common mistake people do. Is they're like, oh, I want to do something fun with my eyes. I'll grab all the darkest colors in the palette and then it will be like dramatic and cute and smoky. And you totally can, but I'll show you guys. I feel like this is a really fun look with more medium tones. Okay, open for me. So pretty. Go ahead and close. So with Cynthia's eyes, one thing I like to do is I like to see when the client or the model's eyes are open, how much of the lid is seen, because that lets me know how much to bring in my darker color. So on Cynthia, you see a good amount of her lid when her eyes are open, so I can go ahead and bring these darker colors in about halfway. With more hooded eyes, I would keep this more towards the outer corner, not bring it in so much. Okay, now let's, same brush. This is kind of like a little blending brush. This is the Mac, I believe it's the 217. I have a bunch of these. We're gonna go in with the color Magma. So this is the darkest sort of burgundy color in this palette. We're gonna smoke out the edges. So this is essentially just adding depth. It has the same tones as the last colors we did. It's just adding more burgundy and it's adding depth. Sorry, my doggies are barking. We must have got a package or something. They're excited. Usually pretty quiet. So Cynthia, you're gonna be so fancy. Where are you gonna go today?
I know. Too bad my husband's at work.
I know.
I'll find something. I will figure it out.
Cynthia's husband is a firefighter, and we are having so many fires right now in Southern California, so I'm sure he'll be gone all day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so again, I'm just sort of deepening the outer corner. So you'll notice the darker I go, the less I spread out the color. So with my lighter colors, especially my bronzer, so my initial color, I just went, you can go everywhere essentially. You can really get up in the eyebrow. You can bring it up pretty close to the brow bone over here. You can bring it in and onto the nose if you want that area contoured. But when you go darker, I'm doing less. I want it more in precise areas. That makes sense. Go ahead and open. Pretty. Go ahead and close. Okay. So let's go ahead. We're going to do shimmer and then we're going to do liner. So let's go into this palette. And we have a lot of different colors we could go to. I think I want to go into the more gold tones more so than like the pinky ones. So these two are sort of my go-to light colors. This one's more of a true gold. It's called True Bronze. It's sort of like a little copper penny. And this one's Silka's a little bit more peach. It has a little bit more pink in it. But I think it'll be fun to stay with more of these coppery tones. This one's True Copper. This one's True Bronze. So I think we'll stick with more of those. If you want to not be so bright in your colors, you could use like Platinum's a little bit more subdued and Silka's a little bit more subdued, but I want to stick with these colors. So we're going to start putting those on and see what they look like. So now I'm switching to a flat brush. This is just a shader brush. These are really great for shimmers. And I'm going to go ahead and put it on at dry. If I want more intensity, I'll put it on wet. So we're going to start with True Bronze because it's one of the lighter ones, and then I'll probably top it with a deeper shimmer. And you can sort of see I laid a base down for where I wanted the shimmer to go. So when you look at Cynthia's lid being closed, now you can see where I haven't applied any of the darker shadows. So that's where I'm going to put the shimmer. And I think I am. This color, True Bronze, it's like a little bit of a glittery shimmer. And so just to make it more sticky, I'm going to spray my brush. This is Mac's Fix Plus. And this is just such a great product for making your shimmer so shiny. It's so fun.
Love it.
It's the best. Do you ever do that?
Mm-hmm.
So good. Such an old school makeup tip, but it is like just so good.
Oh my god, back in the day, a long time ago, they used to have a brand called Tony and Tina.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it was all shimmers.
Really?
It was the best. And only Sephora sold it, but they're
Yeah.
gone. They discontinued, but it was the best on this
Oh,
product.
I want to look it up. That's awesome.
You
And
should
like,
look it up.
their whole line was
Their
like,
whole- it was just
everything's going to
glitter.
be
It was just
shimmery.
glitter. Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, bring it back. We love glitters again. That's cool. I am going to look it up for sure.
Tony and Tina.
Okay. That's a cute name.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and open. Look how stunning that is. I just love shimmer. They make the eyes look so bright and sparkly. And we didn't do it in a very large area. Close again for me. We really are just keeping it to this inner corner. And the more you layer it, the more metallic it is. That's what I like about these shadows is you can, like over here, I'll just do a light little wash of it. You just get a light shimmer effect, which is pretty for day, or if you're doing more of a natural eye look, you can maybe go in a little bit lighter with the shimmer. But we want it to be like as shiny as possible. So I'm really going in with it. So I really got my brush wet, and then I'm just spreading it on, and you can see how much more shiny it is. And I like to keep it in near the inner tear duct. I think one tip I have with shimmer is I think people get so excited to put it on and we just spread it all over the lid, but you want to really work with it near the lash line first, and then be mindful of how high up you put it, because once you put shimmer down on the eye, it's there. Like, things are no longer matte. It's hard to sort of work with. So if you bring it up too high and you don't like the look of it, it's game over. So I like to be conservative, keep it low, and then if I want to bring it high, I will. And I don't necessarily like a cut crease look, so I'm not doing this super sharp. If you wanted a very sculpted, shimmery lid, you would use concealer before you did this, so you have a really, really light base. Open for me. Super pretty. Okay, I just want to make sure that it's very shimmery near her lash line. Let me show the camera. So, and if you guys need producer Kelly to zoom in, let us know if the angle is good. But we're in pretty close right now. So when she opens, I really want this part of her lid, I really, really want that to be super shimmery. So I'm going to have her close, and I'm going to lift the lid a little bit, and I'm going to put a lot more shimmer there. And again, the more wet you get it, the more shiny it's going to be. And these aren't glitters. Like, they have sparkle in them. Like, you can see, I guess, little pieces of glitters, but they're a shimmer. So they're more metallic, reflective. If you want a glitter, something with a lot more chunky texture, you could use a pressed glitter like in Tati Beauty's palettes, or you could use the Stila ones. They're super good for that too. Go ahead and open. Beautiful. Okay, I love that. I am going to do, we're going to switch to this color that is True Copper. So it's it has a little bit more of the red. So this one we did, that's the True Bronze. I would say that one is, this is actually what I would call copper, like a penny, like a new shiny penny is this True Bronze color. And then this one that's True Copper has a little bit of red in it. And since we did red on the outside, I'm going to use a little bit of that. And I'm going to put this true color that's called True Copper, so right here in the middle, just to connect it. And anything shimmery or metallic is so good with your finger. Like, if you blend it with your finger, it just spreads like butter. Fingers always work better than brushes.
Mm-hmm.
Always. They just have the warmth to them, and they just can't replicate like the way your finger feels with brushes. Okay, go ahead and open. But you can see that gave it a little bit more depth. So go ahead and close again. So we have a nice gradient. We have that lighter one there, and this more of the coppery, darker one right there, and then we moved into the matte shadows. And it's going to blend all together once we do our liner.
Jules, I zoomed in on the right eye.
Okay.
If you want to like point it out a little bit more so it's
Yeah.
like easier. Hold on, let me switch.
Okay, so Kelly just zoomed in for us, so I'll show you guys one more time. So we did this lighter color in the inner corner, and then I did this sort of penny copper color right in the middle, and then we're matte over here, but once I do the matte liner, it'll blend it all together. And actually, what's interesting is I was telling you guys that in the palette, this color over here looked like a penny, like a copper, and this color called True Copper didn't. But on her lid, this one, it's exactly like a penny. The color that's called True Copper is True Copper. Okay, so now we're going to go in with the liner. So I'm going to use a black. This palette, it doesn't have a black, but it sort of has this, it's called Deep Dive. It's like a slate color. It has like a reflective sheen to it. So I might try it and see what it looks like on the lid, but I think I'm going to switch to a matte black. But we'll see. We'll try it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go in with an angled brush. See which one. Okay, this guy. We'll do the one I did with your brows. So these are the MAC angled brushes. I think they're made for brows, but I really like them for eyeliner. So we're going to go into that slate color, that deep dive. Go ahead and close. I think it's the only, there's two shadows in this palette that are like, they're not super metallic-y shimmers, but they're not matte. And this color is one of them. So we'll see. We'll put it on first and it will give us a nice little base. And this angled brush, it's a little bit on the wider side, which I like because I want a thicker line of liner today. So I'm actually going to have you open, Cynthia, and look over towards the brush and look down. If you are doing someone else's makeup and you have them look over and down, it really flattens out that tear duct area. You can go ahead and close. And you can get in with the shadows really nicely. You said you were blinky before we started, but you're not being blinky, Cynthia. You're not. I mean, all right, we'll see when we start to do your lashes. Do you wear the fake lashes ever?
Not really.
Well, we'll do them today. It will be fun.
Perfect.
Your own are really thick. They're pretty long, too.
Yeah, my daughters are ginormous.
Are they so long?
Mm-hmm. She pulls off not wearing lashes for competitions.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
Her daughter's a dancer. Yeah, and they wear like the thick lashes, so she can get away without wearing them. That's amazing. Okay, go ahead and open and look down and over to the corner again. Good. Okay, go ahead and open and look forward. So you can see how that liner, it just smoked things out and it made it look a little bit more balanced. Sometimes if you do a shimmer and smokiness on the outside corner, it looks a little off if you don't do liner. So now we're going to do some gel liner over top of that. We'll just do black. And I'll pull up the chat. We've been having, our chat hasn't been working the greatest. So I'm going to pull it up. And if you guys have questions, let me know and we will try to answer them. Okay. Oh, Christy Ann. Hi, cutie. She's watching. Christy Ann is the cutest. We did a bridal look on her, and she is stunning. Everybody loves that video. She's a dance teacher at
Elevate Dance?
Elevate Dance. She was the cutest. If you guys haven't seen her video, her reaction at the end is like so adorable. I feel like I pulled out my black liner, so maybe I'll show you guys a trick. So I don't have my black gel liner. So what we're going to do to intensify this look is we are going to use eyeshadow and a gel liner, pencil liner. So this one's brown. This is the Marc Jacobs pencil liner. Okay, I'm going to have you look up, and we're going to do the bottom waterline. And since this is brown, this is going to look soft. But Cynthia's eye shape can handle a lot of liner and a lot of smokiness and still look pretty natural. So I'm definitely, you can blink a couple times. I'm definitely going to go in with the liner. Otherwise, I think this look will look too natural. If somebody had smaller eyes or you just don't have like as much of a visible waterline, sometimes you can get a lot of intensity just by smoking shadows out. But if you have bigger eyes, I feel like Cynthia has those like Princess Jasmine eyes where they're like wide and open and beautiful Disney princess eyes. And those eyes, if you want intensity, you have to do lots of eyeliner. Otherwise, it looks very natural, which is good. We like natural, but if you want intensity, go for it. Okay, so I'm going to grab this brush. So this is the same brush, but now we're topping this sort of slate color with this matte black. So this is matte black, and I'm going to get it wet. So we're going to use our Fix Plus again and get it wet, and that's going to add more intensity. So anytime you get something wet, go ahead and close. It just adds more drama, more intensity. And again, this look that we're doing today is just all about the detail work. It's all about the extra steps. So by doing that original liner that wasn't quite as dark prior to this one, it just sort of pre-blends our liner. So instead of having a really thick line, like the look of liquid liner where it's super precise and very bold, I want this look to be a little bit more sultry, like a little bit more softer. And so I don't want any harsh edges anywhere. And so if you pre-blend like we did on the shadow, like we did the bronzer first, and if you do more of a softer liner line before you go in with your harsh liner line, it's going to look softer overall. So just little tips. And again, these aren't everyday things. I feel like everyday makeup, I mean, depending on you, this could be your everyday makeup. But for most people, for everyday, time spent is a priority. And so we would like cut corners or try to do things that would still give us more bang for our buck. This is like little bang for your buck, but awesome. Okay, so go ahead and open and look forward. So I'm going to extend this wing a little bit. Go ahead and close. I'm just going to establish where I want the wing to be, why her eyes are open, and then have her close. And again, this is a buffed line, like this isn't like a thick winged liner. I'll just match it over here. Okay, go ahead and open for me. Good. All right, go ahead and look down and over. Perfect. Shadow is so much faster than liquid liner. Go ahead and open and look this way. Do you do liner usually?
No,
You do
I typically don't.
no liner. You do blush, mascara, and not eyeshadow very much either, right?
Just like the natural shimmery. That's it though.
Look up for me. I love that though. I feel like that's perfect for day to day. It makes more like smoky makeup, more heavy makeup more fun. If you don't do it every day, then it's like, oh, it's like a special.
I'm a different person.
Yeah. Okay, so her bottom line of liner, I'm setting with a brown color. So this is a matte brown. I don't want it to be black. And you can blink as much as you need to, Cynthia. This is like super weird to have somebody put makeup in your, your waterline. And these shadows that I'm doing right now, this is the Viseart palette. This is the Matte Neutrals palette. Go ahead. You can look up a little bit more. Actually, it might be a little bit more comfortable while I do this. But the Matte Neutrals palette it's such a great one. If you're a makeup artist or you just like neutral colors in general, this is such a good palette. I feel like I almost always dip in at least one color, even if I'm using a complete other palette. It's like these have the backbone of makeup looks, and then like they have all like the exact colors you need to kind of define things. Got a little bit of that fallout down here, so I can wipe it off. This is why I set the face before, because sometimes if you get fallout, you can just dust it off. And if you do, anytime you use black powder, so when you're like we did black on her eyeliner, it is so messy. And I think eyeliners just with powder is messy in general anyways, because to get any sort of intensity, you really have to build it up on your brush. So you definitely are going to get fallout unless you go really, really slow with it. So I just used, I like the water wipes. These are like actually baby wipes, but they're gentle because they're just water. So for anybody that may have sensitive skin, it's not going to have any fragrance or anything that makes them sensitive. So I like to keep those in my makeup kit actually. And Cynthia did say she had sort of sensitive skin, so, or reactive skin, right? Just with certain products. So if you are a makeup artist, be mindful, because you will get clients in your chair that are reactive, and they may not know. I didn't ask you too many questions, but they may not know like exactly what. Like I think most people with sensitive skin or reactive skin can't be like, oh, it's these 4 ingredients, like check all your things. Like they don't know, so you need to be mindful of your product. It's just as smart to have things that overall don't have fragrance, that overall are just gonna work great with sensitive skin, because you don't want anyone to have a reaction. That would be sad. Okay, so that is looking stunning. We are going to go in with a little brush. So I'm going to use a shader brush, and we're going to just do a little bit more detail work on the eyes. We're just going to buff things out. So I'm going to do two things. First, I'm going to add a little bit more intensity. Actually, I like the way I'm looking. I think I'm just going to buff the liner for now. So I'm going to go, this is a shader brush. So it's short, it's flat, and it's domed. So this is really good for smudging. So we're going to go into this, let's not do the Vizier. I'm going to try to be with the Natasha Denona as much as possible. So with the Vizier, I only did the black and the brown. So we'll go back to Natasha Denona, and we'll go into this red color. This is called Magma. It's burgundy. It's not like a primary red, it's like a burgundy. And so what I'm going to do is I applied it on my brush, and so I'm going to go ahead and wiggle it right on top of that liner. Just blend them both together. Do like little swirls. Another thing you can do is you can take your brush, this was the powder brush that I set under her eyes with. You can set it under the eyes, and then this will catch fallout too. Just depends. I always get asked, because I usually do eyes first, and everyone's like, oh my gosh, I do. Like, I'll get comments on my videos, and they're like, oh no, I do eyes last. Like, am I doing it wrong? And you're totally not doing it wrong. It's 100% preference. And it's honestly just what you get used to. Like, when I first started doing makeup, I liked doing eyes last, and I was very, very clean. I would never get fallout. I didn't have to use those things, but you just kind of get used to it. Like, now I prefer to do eyes first generally, even though I didn't today, and get actually messy with my shadows because I like to clean it up after, and I prefer it. Like, it just works that way. And so now when I do eyes last, I tend to gravitate towards the shadow shields and stuff just because they'll help me out. Okay, go ahead and look up for me. So I'm going to take the same brush, and now the product we applied on this brush is pretty much gone. There's very little left, which is good because now I can smoke under the eyes with it, and I'm not going to get too heavy of a look. So I just want to sculpt under there, just kind of wiggle it back and forth. And I have some Q-tips. This is like my little tool kit that I have. I have like my lip brushes, my spatulas, and I have a couple different sizes of Q-tips in here, which is super helpful. Go ahead and look up for me. And I like the pointy ones a lot. They really help you do that detail work. And then also I'll go back sometimes to the brush. This is the brush we applied the concealer with under her eyes. And you can sort of buff things out. Pretty, I'm excited. So we're gonna do the lashes, and you guys can see how they really complete this look. I think we're gonna do, these might be fun. We'll do one of these.
Ooh.
I think we'll do these. Okay, these are from, these are from Amazon. I think it was like $11 for all of these lashes. They're foam ink, but I really like them because they're really fluffy. I'll take the case off so there's no glare so you guys can see. We don't have a PNG, Kelly. I like these because they're really fluffy, but if you look at them, they're more wispy. So if you want to go, I wanted to get like a giant pack like this of like foaming lashes just to have in my kit, but I didn't know, sometimes when you order ones that aren't like super luxury, like I really love the velour. So velour is like, velour and Lily Lash have like the best mink lashes. I'll hold this up by Cynthia's face so you can see. Like, look how beautiful these are. They're so thick at the base, so they add a lot of intensity, but look how fluffy they are at the tip. Like, that's what makes a lash look expensive. That's what makes it look luxury, is when it's not as chunky at the tip. So usually when I go for more like of a budget friendly lash to try, a lot of the problems you'll run into is the tips will be so thick, like a doll, like, you know, a porcelain doll, and they have like just a shelf of lashes, or maybe dance lashes are that way, I don't know, for that your daughter's wearing or something like that. So if you, when you're buying lashes and you're trying like a new brand, look for ones that are really wispy at the top, like they have spaces between the thick and the thin, if that makes sense. And then yeah, and then they'll usually be good. Like, these are awesome, the people I've used them on. So we'll pull these out and we're going to trim them to match you. But these will be pretty because they're not so crazy. Okay. It is kind of funny, they come, like, they're put on this thing, like, so round, and so it's almost...
It's like a little flower.
Yeah, it's beautiful, but then when you go to pick them up, you're like, oh, which one is the outside and which one is the inside? But rule of thumb, basically always, like 100% of the time, your outside is going to be a little bit longer than the inside, at least, if not a lot longer. So that's how you know the outer corners. So I'm just going to measure it on Cynthia. I'm going to have you open. Okay, go ahead and close. And I'm going to cut off like the last little wispy guy.
So you cut the longer end.
Mm-hmm. I always cut the longer end.
That's what I do too.
Yeah,
Just making
you're
sure.
doing it right. Good job. I feel like because if you cut from the inside, you're going to make the inside of the lash longer after you cut it, if that makes sense. And that can get weird if like the inside is so long, it will be like poking you and stuff like that. Okay. I have to find, they're honestly in there so weird. Okay, there we go. This one is, this one's going to be for your other eye. So it's nice, once you measure and trim one eye, you just cut the same amount off of the other one. So don't have to measure twice. And I like to go pretty conservatively. I don't want to cut a lot off, because you can always cut off more. You need to. Okay. Alright, same thing, just cut a little bit off. And then I'm going to curl Cynthia's lashes before we put these on. I generally like to do that. So I'm going to pull out the lash curler. I just did a really, really big wedding, so I moved, like I have, like this is my filming kit, and I have kind of a wedding kit. So if that's why I didn't have my liner today, and I actually might not have my lash curler. It might be in my Zuka. Okay, no lash curler, which Cynthia might like. If you're blinky, you might like it. I'm not coming at you with
They have
a
a
lash
small
curler.
curl to them.
They do, yeah, they do. A lot of people with like thick lashes naturally like yours grow straight down, but yours do, like they do
Yeah,
have kind of
well-
a curl. That's great. Okay, so this is clear lash glue. I'm gonna put this on, and I'll show you how to get a lift and a curl without the lash curler. You guys get to learn all tricks from me today because I have a lot of my stuff in my wedding kit.
That's what we need. See?
Yeah, it's perfect. Okay, so this needs to dry for like a good 30 seconds, 40 seconds. So we'll let that dry. I'll pull up the chat again. Oh, so Christy says she misses you. Cutie. Okay, and then Christy wants to know what that liner is called. So the liner was just eyeshadow. So the first color we did was from the Natasha Denona bronze palette. We did like a base liner of the darkest shadow in here. It's like a slate. It's the only one that's not like a bronzy color. It's like more of like a dark or a light black. And then the other one we did was the Viseart palette. I will show you while we wait for this lash to dry. Just the Viseart Matte Neutrals palette. So these are eyeshadows too. Try to open it while I still hold on to the lashes. There we go. Okay. So this is the Matte Neutrals eyeshadow palette. So we did the black eyeshadow on top for her liner and then the dark brown on bottom from her liner. Oh, and we actually did do an eyeliner. It was for the bottom waterline, the eye pencil that I did. Go ahead and look down for me, but don't close. Good. The eye pencil was Marc Jacobs Highliner, and it's in the shade Brownie. So Marc Jacobs has the most amazing pencils. I love them so much. And the color Brownie is the prettiest brown ever. I like it because it's really natural. It's sort of, and you can blink as much as you need, just don't stay closed.
Okay.
So you don't get stuck. The shade Brownie is super pretty because it's like a light brown with some depth to it, which is honestly hard to find. Sometimes when the browns are too light, they just look off, like they don't have enough depth to it. It doesn't look like liner. It just looks like a weird light brown, if that makes sense. But Brownie is the perfect brown. I love it. So Marc Jacobs, they have their highliners, their eyeliners. They have mattes, and then they have like the metallic ones. But I like the matte ones. Okay, another 40 seconds for this to dry. And then we'll go ahead and do some finishing work on the face. So right now we have cream contour, foundation, concealer to highlight with. We have that liquid blush we applied at the very beginning of the video. And then we set it with Laura Mercier powder. So now we're gonna go on and we're gonna add some glow. I feel like when we did that metallic color on the eye, we definitely need some glow on the skin. Who doesn't love glow? Okay, this was like a little, I put it on a little bit too soon. So we'll kind of let that dry and I'll keep an eye on it. I'm gonna grab the Hourglass palette. So this is the Ghost palette by Hourglass. I actually don't know if this one is still available, but most of these shades are. So they have illuminating bronzers. They have a couple different shades. They're all pretty. And so that's what I'm gonna do today. So the bronzer in this palette, I'm gonna go ahead and just top all of the areas I bronzed on the face. So just like you're going to be doing this sort of on your contour and above your contour, but under your highlight. Okay, keep an eye on these lashes. Go ahead and make sure you're not closed for me. Kind of blink a couple times. Look up. Good. Look down. Perfect. Fan you for a second. I knew I would be doing a thicker lash on Cynthia today, and that's part of why I did a thicker liner, because you can almost see the lashes covered some of the liner already. So if you go too skinny with your liner, if you know you're doing like a mink lash or a faux mink lash or whatever, do a thicker line of liner, because the skinny one won't be seen.
Now I've seen people put liner after the eyelash. Is that?
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay.
I like it first because I like it to be sort of in the lash line too.
Mhm.
I feel like the lashes look more natural. But sometimes I'll do both. So I pretty much always do first.
Okay.
But then sometimes I will also do after, if that makes sense. Just to deepen it up.
Got it.
Okay, I think we're gonna do Procession Pop. This is by Becca. So this is a really pretty sort of golden color. Keeping it in our gold family. And this is very gold, like on her skin, which is pretty. It's like very much so a golden glow. For like a day-to-day, like a more like pinky gold, Champagne Pop is really pretty. But this one's really, really pretty on like medium skin tones or tones with like a little bit of warmer undertones. When I'm going with my highlighters, sometimes I'll just kind of put it everywhere. Like I really like a lot of glow. But when they have more of a like a color pigment to them, like you can see this one's very gold. Like I'll be a little bit more precise with where I put it, because I don't know if gold is gonna, like you want to see how it looks on their skin tone before you start popping it everywhere. And then I love, love, love an inner corner pop. So I have this tiny, tiny, tiny little brush. I'm going to have you look forward. And I like to get a glow right on the inner corner. I think it's so, so pretty. And we'll do this too, this golden color. And then whenever I contour the nose, I like a nose highlight. But I don't think I want my nose highlight to be this gold. Go ahead and look forward. See how pretty that is? Love it. Okay. So we'll put that away. Let's go to, this is the Anastasia Glow Kit. This is the Sun Dipped. So we'll go into the color. We're kind of going to mix these two, like Moonstone and Summer. See how this one's like more peachy than more gold? That's what I want to do on the nose. You don't have to. I just like my nose contour and highlight to be a little bit more subtle. And I felt like the golden color would be a little too bold right on the nose. It's just like more apparent. If you do a highlight that's more of like a skin tone, and that usually means having some red in it, because even if you have warmer undertones or cool undertones, like all of our blood is red, and so we're all gonna have like a little bit of pink in our skin, just a little bit. So any highlighter with a teeny bit of pink in it, even if it's a golden, it's gonna look more natural, if that makes sense. Okay, so back to the Hourglass palette. Actually, let's see if I have my other one. So this one I think is still available. This is the Ambient lighting palette. So I like to mix all of these colors, and they're a little bit deeper than my other Hourglass palette. So I'm going to go in with like a wider highlighting brush, and we're going to mix all of these. And because Cynthia has like nice smooth skin, I'm going to kind of put this on any high points. Anything shimmery or highlighty will accentuate texture. So if you are really worried about, like you as in the viewer are worried about texturing your skin, or you're a makeup artist and you're worried about texture on a client's skin, like they want to minimize pores or minimize fine lines, you would want to stay away from the glow. But I feel like the glow has just been so popular for so long and people love it. Most people, even with texture on their skin, still like it, but be mindful of that. And I just think everyone's harder on their skin than they were. Like, I don't know if we said this on camera or not, but Kelly and I are like, oh, Cynthia has like the best skin. And she's like, no, I don't.
Nobody likes your skin.
But no, and yeah, and you said that, and it's so true, because all the models we have with such like amazing skin, we're like, oh my gosh, and they're like, oh my gosh, no, like I never leave the house without makeup. Like, I think we just get so used to seeing like photos online that are like filtered, or just, and not even that, just taken in good lighting or with like not a great camera. Like when you take a picture with a pro camera, you see every pore, but if you have like, I don't know, the selfie camera, like the front facing camera usually isn't good quality, and so it makes everyone's skin look better. So
oh, good to know.
yeah, so it's good. And a lot of phones like automatically have like a selfie filter. I think my husband's does. Like whenever we take a selfie, it like smooths our skin, and he didn't even turn it on. Like they just come in the cameras. So I think we just see everyone else's pictures and we're like, oh wait, like their skin is so good, ours isn't, because we see ours in real life. But I think everyone needs to give themselves a break. We appreciate.
Very true.
Okay, I love that. Like, see how glowy it is? And when you layer highlights like that, like that's another thing about this look that's detailed. I used 4 different highlighting palettes on Cynthia today. And again, probably that's not a day-to-day thing for most people because more time, you know? But it's really fun when we want to be wearing glam and you want just like those little details to pop. Like the texture is flawless. Each of those palettes had a different undertone and a different texture, and that's why I chose so many, but the end result is so pretty. I think I'm going to add like a little bit of the pop to the blush. So I went kind of conservative with the blush earlier because we hadn't done the eyes yet. Sometimes when the eyes are a little bit more bold, you need a little bit more blush. And so we're going to do, this is called Peaches, I think, by Mac. So we're just going to add like a little bit, because Cynthia said she likes blush. So I'm going to add a little bit more, a little bit. And it's so subtle. Like you guys can see in camera, like barely am I adding more. I just want a little bit more of a vibrancy, because we're going to go pretty nude, I think, on the lips. We'll do kind of like a contoured nude lip. Do you usually do, what do you like for lips? Do you do gloss
Very
or
nude.
lipstick? Very nude? Okay. I'm like gravitated to all the colors you like, and I didn't even know. You know it looks good on you, Cynthia. I think most people are like that. Like they kind of naturally gravitate to like what colors.
I feel
suit
darker
them.
colors make me look older now.
Really?
They make me look my age.
Oh, you look, I don't know how old you are, but you
41.
look amazing. Stop. You look amazing, Cynthia. You have like no wrinkles. Like not one. Oh my gosh.
It's collagen. Collagen. My husband won't let me get Botox, so it's either Botox or collagen.
Oh my gosh, you've never had Botox?
No.
Wait,
this so bad.
This whole tutorial should have been you talking about like your anti-aging secrets. Wait, but what collagen do you like? The drink? Like you drink it?
I put a powder. It's called Skinny Fit.
Okay.
I've tried so many of them.
Really?
And that seems to be the best one because it gives you energy too.
Really? Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna start taking collagen
It's
now.
amazing.
How long have you been doing it?
I've been taking collagen for like 2 years now.
And you could tell a difference? Like you really, like what
Your
did
skin, it just feels like hydrated.
Really?
It's hydrated, and you have just the energy in itself.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. I bought it's like the Organic Garden of Life one, and but I took it for like 2 days, and I'm like, I can't tell a difference and stuff. But which is stupid. You're not gonna.
You're gonna
have to do it for like
month.
months. I'm just bad with like stuff. Like I'm not good at like repetitive things.
Right.
Taking birth control every day for me was like the hardest thing ever. I'm like, I will not remember.
No, I'm the same way. I'm the same way.
So I can't remember.
But it makes you feel better. You're
going
going to take it. And
That's
it's so
true.
good. The flavor that I get, it's so
Really?
yummy.
I'll have to ask you. I'll finish mine. I'll start taking mine every day. And then Kelly text you. Okay. Stunning. Oh my gosh, Cynthia, you're so pretty. And I can't believe you're 41. My mind is
It's so
blown. It's not sad. Age is just a number.
I know.
It's like, who cares?
You know, if you feel fine, you're good.
Yeah, you're totally good. Okay, so this is just basic mascara. This is a Too Faced one. But I like to do, even though Cynthia's lashes are black, I still like to add mascara after I add the false lashes. So I'm going to have you look down. So what I'm going to do, since we didn't curl the lashes prior, this is going to kind of help give them like a little bit of a lift. So we're pushing all her natural ones right up into these extensions. I may add a little bit of mascara on the tips just to make them kind of more spiky. It just adds intensity. Some of the lashes though, like the Lily Lash and what are these? The velour lashes that I really like, though you're supposed to be able to wear them like 30 times before you throw them away. So you really get your money's worth out of them. Go ahead and look up. But when you put mascara and product on and stuff like that, it can lessen the wear time, like, because it just makes it harder to clean. So I think that's the only time maybe I wouldn't do mascara after I do the lash, but that's just preference. Go ahead and look up a little bit more. Good. Look down. Look over this way. Got a teeny bit stuck over there. All right. Okay, we'll do, for when I do nude lips, I always do a liner. I just feel like they look washed out if you don't, even though you kind of cover the liner with the lipstick. So we're gonna do, let's see. We'll do Boldly Bare. This is by MAC, and this has like a very warm, sort of like a peachy liner. Actually, it might be a little bit too light. I might switch. I'll kind of fill in the lips with this, and then we'll do like something with a little bit more depth, because I kind of want to do like an ombre nude. But this one, Boldly Bare, is a really, really pretty liner color for anything peachy or nude. Maybe it's just kind of that perfect like pinky peach. I think, so back to the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty, I think it was their last 21 of Beauty Day sales. I think they had the MAC lip liners for 50% off. If they do, I'll post about it if they do it again, because the MAC ones are so good. Okay, and then this is NYX. This is Sandstorm. This is just a little bit more neutral, so it's going to look a little bit deeper. I'm just going to do this on the outer corners. And this isn't making a massive difference, just a little bit. Sometimes I feel like with nude lips, if the lip liner color is like too vibrant underneath, it just looks weird on the edges, if that makes sense. Like I feel like nude lips need a little bit of dimension to them. Mm-hmm. And again, this is like another detail thing. If this is like an everyday look for you, like skip the liner, just do one liner, like make it easy. Okay, let's do, I think I want to do Honey Love. That one is such a pretty color.
Sounds pretty.
It is pretty. Yeah, you can't not be a cute color if your name is Honey Love. It's gonna be good. So I'm gonna start in the inner part of the lips, because I may, depending on how ombre I want this to look, I might do like a deeper color on the edges, but I'm gonna start with this one, and I know that Honey Love on Cynthia is gonna be like a lighter color, so. And I like to go over my liner. I don't love the look of like liner and then lipstick sitting inside of the liner. Like I like it to be blended. I'll just do like a lighter wash of it, so you can still see the liner through it, but it's like covered. Okay, and I do love this color in Cynthia, but I want it to have a little bit more depth, so I'll show you guys what I like to do to make it a little bit more ombre. So it's pretty, but I don't want it to look washed out, so I'm going to go in and add like a darker color. Hi, Valerie. Oh, hi, cute Lena. Okay, Lena likes the close-up on the shots of the eyes. So anytime, because we are live, if you guys ever want like a closer up shot, or if you want us to change the camera angle, we absolutely can. Just tell us in the chat because Kelly can switch it for you guys. Okay, I'm gonna do, this is Spirit by MAC and then Verve by MAC. So those two lip colors are my favorite for like mixing because they're both like a nude, sort of a brown color, and they just look good with every other lipstick. So I'm gonna add a little bit of Spirit and mix in a teeny bit of Verve. Just a teeny bit. Verve is pretty dark. And then I'm just gonna do this on the outside of Cynthia's lips. And this is just gonna make them look full. It's gonna give a little bit more of a contour. Whoa, that was my stomach totally growling. Perfect. And then I like to use a lip brush, obviously, if it's because I'm doing it on a client and you can keep lip brushes clean. I don't ever do it from the tube. But if you want to try doing like a sculpted lip on yourself, if you want sort of this ombre look, I would recommend just like swiping your lip brush on the tube. Like try using a lip brush. It's really fun. You can sort of alter the shape of your lips a little bit better that way. So I like to leave the middle. The middle is going to be that Honey Love color. Pretty. Okay. So now I'm going to show you guys one more trick. So this is another detail thing that I love to do. So I'm going to take like an angled brush if I have one. No, it's kind of got squished. Okay, so I really like a flat shader brush. So it's flat, it's completely straight across at the top. I actually think these are made for eyeliner, but I love them to clean up the lips. Like when it has a straight edge like that, you just draw the lip shape you want. And they're really good for nude lips because you can sort of brighten the area around it and it makes your lips look fuller. Cynthia has nice lips, but like we all like a little bit of like the illusion of more plumpness. Even a teeny bit of fallout by the lip. Okay. So again, this is the extra step, but if you've never tried it, try it. It's like so awesome. This is fun for like going out, or if you're getting your pictures taken, this like little trick of like outlining the lips with concealer makes the lips look so pretty on camera. Okay, so one thing I like to do when I do ombre lips, I like to add a cream gloss. So this is Buxom. This is another one I hope is in the Ulta sale because it has been in the past. So this is Buxom. This is the shade White Russian. This is the perfect nude. It's perfect. It's like has all the right tones in it. So I am going to put this in the center. And what this does is this also adds dimension to the lips. Anytime you do a gloss, it makes them add full, it adds dimension. But what's nice is if we put it in the center, it's just going to blend everything else together. I did a pretty good job blending the two colors anyways, but when you add a gloss on top, it just blurs like any lines, so everything's gonna look really blended. The ombre lips are honestly really easy. Like it looks intense when you're mixing a ton of colors, but if you guys have never tried it, it's fun. Stunning. Okay, let's roll camera on Cynthia's before video so you guys can see before everything. You can see before the transformation, and then we will show Cynthia because she has no idea. I didn't even ask Cynthia if she cared what I did or whatever.
I'm easy.
She is easy peasy. And I'm going to highlight your collarbone a little bit because why not? I feel like when I add a lot of glow to the face, I like to add glow like to the collarbone and chest area just so it looks more like put together. Sad. I like the and I feel like on the collarbone you can go with the more shiny highlighters Like I really like this Sun Dipped palette, the Anastasia. All Anastasia highlighters are very, very like, very shiny, and I like it. Like I want to use the more word metallic, but they're not so much. Like they don't have as much textures like this eyeshadow does, but they're just very shiny. They look very wet, and I like it. Okay. All right. You ready, Cynthia?
I'm ready.
Okay. Here you go. You look stunning.
Oh my god.
You look so pretty.
You're
so
so
glam.
incredible.
You're like a Kardashian. Your nose is so cute. Contoured. I like it.
Look at the eyes.
Those lashes are pretty on you. I like them. Cynthia, you babe. You look
Thank
so
you
great.
so much.
You're welcome.
You're incredible.
Oh, well, you were She made my job so easy. You're so pretty. I'm sure you're getting, our chat's a little bit delayed, but everyone's like, you're so pretty. Erin says, you're so pretty. Oh, hi, Erin. Erin's been on the channel. She said, since you did mine, I've been trying to do the foundation and learn more every time I watch. Aw, Erin, you're so cute. Erin's stunning. Awesome. Well, you look so pretty.
I love it.
You need to go somewhere now. Well, I don't know what time the hubby gets home, but like he should take you out.
When the fire's over.
Oh.
He's gone.
Oh my gosh, FaceTime Dave.
I'll FaceTime him.
Yeah, you are so pretty, you guys. How pretty does Cynthia look? Babe, you guys, this was fun. So see all the detail work. It's like, it's a pretty natural look. Like it's daytime and you can wear this out. That's what I like about all these detail steps is you can go more smoky. Like this is probably more makeup than you usually wear.
Right,
Like
right,
look how
right.
many products I put
But
on
it's
you.
fun.
Yeah, but it's fun and it's very wearable. Like in person and probably on camera, like her skin still looks great. Even though we did so many layers of product, like we did cream contour, foundation, concealer, powder contour, powder highlight, powder setting. We did all these layers, but it looks great. Like the finish is great. So all these little detailed things in this video are just really fun. And if you are new to makeup, you don't have to do all of this ever, but rewatch this video and just try like the little lip trick or try getting the eyeshadow wet or try layering your highlights. It's just fun. Just helps up your makeup game. So I hope you guys liked today's tutorial. We've switched things up on the channel a little bit. So maybe temporarily, maybe long term. I used to go live every Monday through Thursday. And now we're going live Tuesday and Thursday, 10 a.m. Pacific time. And I'm going to kind of play with doing edited videos to put out different days. We'll see how I like it, how you guys like it. We may go back to being live more days. We may stick with the 2 days. But for now, for sure, Tuesday, Thursday, you can count on us being live. You can see more tips. You can ask your questions. So thank you so much always for joining the chat. We will see you guys Thursday. Bye.
Thank you.